It really does take more than saying a few words in order to change your vibration. It takes reaching for thoughts that cause you to feel differently. In other words, expectation is a powerful thing, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Expectation is a focus with a vibration that permits the receiving of what you're focused upon. We want to start at the very base level of understanding by reminding you that you cannot have a happy ending to an unhappy journey. When you catch yourself repeating the old stuff, beating the drum of it, just stop and laugh and say, there I go again. I'm dragging this expectation with me that no longer applies. And my new expectation is that if it feels good, that it is. And that I am a worthy being and that good things are supposed to flow to me. And that there are so many people around this planet that I could find and get to know if I wanted to make the effort, who have followed their bliss and have found avenues that are very pleasing to them where they are having enormous financial success. Just keep reminding yourself that well-being feels good. And then focus upon the parts of your life that are working. And now, here we're going to give to you the thing that we would do if we were standing in your precise physical shoes. We would make peace with where we are. And here's what we mean by that. So from where you are, you've lived all kinds of things and you've launched all kinds of rockets of desire. And there are all kinds of things that are focalized out there in your future that you're going to walk into and begin experiencing. And today, you are continuing to add to those. So your future is changing by the way you view life today. There's power, tremendous power in the way you feel today. So as your future, which has always been full of well-being, becomes even more pointedly full of well-being, your work is to allow yourself to rendezvous with the future probabilities that suit your now expectation. Now hear this. We're moving into new territory and we think you're really going to like it. When you were unhappy, you launched rockets into your future. When you were very happy, you launched rockets into your future. There are many probabilities that have your name on them that are out there bubbling in the future. How you feel now determines which of those probabilities you rendezvous with. Good, isn't it? And it's not your responsibility, nor is it possible to live them all. In other words, you launched them. They are potential, probable life experiences. So now you work on feeling good as best you can. We'll give it to you specifically here. You know how we said, make a decision and then line up with the decision. So as you in your now work to appreciate, you're lining up with a future probability that you've launched that has been growing even apart from you, that's really going to please you as you rendezvous with it. As you make peace with your current financial situation, of course understanding that it could be more, but no longer criticizing you because it isn't more right now. Instead, seeing it as part of the path along the way and loving yourself for all that it has brought you and appreciating all this pointed, focused stuff. Remember how Esther says, I shine in a crisis, and we say yes because the crisis makes you focus? Well, your lack of money that is wanted is making you focus too, you see. So as you bless this combination of thoughts that is you and stop condemning or feeling bad for what you didn't accomplish and instead just love what you have accomplished, you do so much about the allowing part of the equation. You do so much about letting in what you've been asking for. And now immediately, those future probabilities that line up with what you are now saying you want begin to become activated and actualized, and they start moving toward you. If you were from our vantage point and you could see an aerial view of that, you would see that it has begun already. So, no reason to ever feel bad about where you are if you stop making a relationship between where you are and where others are. If your only awareness is your relationship between where you are and where you want to be, or better said, how you feel and how you want to feel, if you will make it an emotional journey, in other words, now we want to put it into that context. We want you to not have as much money as you'd like and feel hopeful, rather than not have as much money as you'd like and feel embarrassed. Feel the difference? We'd like you to not have as much money as you'd like and feel optimistic rather than not have as much money as you'd like and feel pessimistic. Because you can't in a moment change how much money you've got, but you can in a moment change whether you're pessimistic or optimistic. And if you work on optimistic, what happens is you start lining up with different future probabilities. You are the creator of your experience, and you must create your experience deliberately if you are to have the joyful experience that you meant to have. Unless you in any moment are seeing the world through the eyes of Source, then you are but a shadow of the being that you've come forth to be. Which means if you are doing less than loving whatever it is you're giving your attention to, you are not who you were really born to be. Negative emotion means you've pinched yourself off to some degree from who you really are. So we talk about all of these powerful and wonderful positive emotions, but we would like you to just reach for one emotion, and let's just give it one simple label. It is the emotion of relief. And we want to say to you that no matter where you are, and here's something really important to acknowledge, you are where you are. I am where I am. I am where I am regarding my relationship, regarding my body, regarding my money, regarding my philosophies, regarding my worldview, regarding my family experiences. I am where I am relative to all things. And all that means is I've practiced vibrations that have brought me to a point of consistent attraction on every subject imaginable. In other words, nothing that you're living is just happening to you. It's all happening in response to the thoughts and the patterns of thoughts that you're offering. In other words, we're just talking about some fine-tuning here. We're just talking about some deliberate leaning in the direction more of what you're wanting. And the reason that we are so enthusiastic about presenting this to you in this way is because once you get a handle on that, and once the only thing that is important to you is that you feel good, once you begin guiding your thought, word, and behavior because of the way it feels rather than because of the truth of it, once you begin to care more about how you feel than anything else, you will then be the joyous, deliberate creator that you came forth to be. And anything less than that leaves you pinched off from who you really are. So the feeling of relief is what you're reaching for, and the fine thoughts that give you that feeling of relief. You are offering a vibrational signal now that as you offer it for a little bit of time, it really doesn't take very long, begins to set up a frequency that begins then the pattern of attraction. And so it's really helpful if you begin right now to tell the story of your life the way you want it to be rather than the way that it has been, because telling it the way it has been only holds you in that holding pattern of attraction. Can you feel that anything that you would call negative attraction is really just the disallowance of the positive attraction that is already in motion? There's not a source of badness or a source of evil or a source of sickness. There is only a disallowing of the stream. There's only a disallowing of moving in the direction of that which life has caused me to become. That's all. So everything is so much simpler than you have thought, because in this moment where all of your power is, because this is the only moment in which you can activate a vibration. Or you can activate a vibration about something that happened a long time ago, but you're doing it now. You can remember something that happened a long time ago or yesterday, but you're doing it now. You can anticipate something that will happen tomorrow or 10 years from now, but you're doing it now. So whatever you think causes you to offer a signal now, which is your point of attraction. And when you offer a point of attraction for as little as 17 seconds, law of attraction kicks in. In other words, that's the combustion point where another thought that matches it joins it. Hold that thought for another 17 seconds and there's another combustion. Do that until you have achieved a vibrational alignment with any thought for as little as 68 seconds, and things begin to move enough that a discerning eye can see the manifestation has begun. That's all. 68 seconds of telling it the way you want it to be rather than telling it like it is.